Hello everyone, how are you doing? I'm very happy to be able to meet all of you again in high spirit. Although there are reports that indicate the success of the first and second phase of the movement control order in Malaysia to reduce the incidence of COVID-19 in the community, the Ministry of Health continues to advise the public to stay at home, practicing social distancing and washing our hands frequently. Not only that, the MCO has now been extended to 28th of April. I understand many of us are frustrated. Others feel hopeless and defeated, especially when businesses or sources of income are affected. Amidst such circumstances, probably there are many unanswered questions in our minds. When is this COVID-19 pandemic going to end? What shall I do? How can I change all these daunting and seemingly impossible situations to possible? Why are there no protection from the heavenly gods? So if you are having these questions, I hope this discussion meeting is fruitful for you. This month, we will be using Flow 717 and the discussion meeting Gosho study material is entitled Transforming the Impossible into the Possible through Prayer based on the oneness of mentor and disciple. Based on this Gosho passage, let us all discuss and study together how Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism encourages us, amidst the current situation, to win over the situation and our own weaknesses. Let us begin by reading this passage together.
I am praying that, no matter how troubled the times may become, the Lotus Sutra and the 10 demon daughters will protect all of you, praying as earnestly as though to produce fire from damp wood or to obtain water from parched ground.
This Gosho passage is extracted from the Gosho on rebuking slander of the law and eradicating sins. Nichiren Daishonin wrote this Gosho from Sado Island to his devoted follower Shijo Kingo, who lived in Kamakura in 1273. This letter was written in a time when there were frequent extreme weather events, great earthquakes and natural disasters, as well as famine, fires and epidemics and pestilence in Japan. Over half the population has already been carried off by death, and there is hardly a single person who does not grieve. Corpses pile up in mounds like observation platforms, and dead bodies lie side by side like planks on a bridge. This is very similar to the situation we are seeing today, especially in severely heat reported countries like the USA, Italy, and Spain. What is worse, back then, during Nichiren Daishonin's time, when this Gosho was written, his disciples were also faced with intense persecution from the authorities. Although Nichiren himself, who was also living amid life-threatening conditions in Sado Island at that time, he was not worried about himself, but he was more worried for his disciples. Despite all this, it was precisely in such dire conditions when the Daishonin explains how troubled the times were in his day, as stated in this Gosho passage. The phrase, "no matter how troubled the time," expresses that no matter what kind of struggles and situations might beset his disciples, Nichiren is determined to ensure that they are protected. These demonstrate Daishonin's strong conviction and compassion as a mentor in caring for his disciples. Therefore, for us, the most important thing is that our prayers must uphold the faith of the oneness of mentor and disciple and pray with strong conviction to transform the impossible into possible, just as how Daishonin did. As we are feeling overwhelmed and depressed in facing the current pandemic, our mentor Ikeda Sensei has continued to encourage us with beautiful photographs of flowers in full bloom, poems, and words of encouragement. With these encouragements, let us continue to strive and determine to resolutely win over all circumstances, to repay our deep gratitude to our mentor. This answers our first question on what shall I do. Let us move on to the second question. How can I change all these daunting and seemingly impossible situations to become possible? The Daishonin teaches us to pray as earnestly as though to produce fire from damp wood or to obtain water from parched ground. We know it is literally impossible to produce fire from damp wood or to obtain water from parched ground. With this passage, the Daishonin teaches us to have the conviction that our prayers will definitely be answered, and the importance of sustaining strong prayer until it is answered. It is only natural we get discouraged in this time of uncertainty. But Buddhism teaches that even at the darkest moment, we can bring forth hope from within our lives, which we call Buddhahood. Buddhahood is like the sunshine which illuminates all darkness and all negativity. By chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, we can bring forth unlimited hope and the sunshine from within our own lives. So no matter how difficult or challenging our present circumstances are, or we have no idea and when the present difficulties can be overcome, but if we decide that it is possible to overcome the situation we are facing right now through our earnest prayer, we will definitely be able to resolve the situation. Regarding this passage, to pray as earnestly as though to produce fire from damp wood or to obtain water from parched ground, Ikeda Sensei explains, Nichiren Buddhism allows us to change poison into medicine and to transform our negative karma. So there is no hardship or suffering that we cannot overcome, no darkness that we cannot break through. So let us carry through to the very end the strong power of our faith and practice, and summon forth the great power of the Buddha and the law to transform the impossible into possible. This is the ultimate purpose of our Buddhist practice, to realize victory in this crucial struggle. Now let us move on to the final point. In the Gosho passage, the Daishonin reaffirms that he will offer strong prayers for each and every one of his followers, so that no matter how difficult the times may become, they will be protected by the Lotus Sutra and all the heavenly gods and benevolent deities. But the question is, who are these heavenly gods, and why are they not receiving any protection from the heavenly gods during this period of time? The heavenly gods and benevolent deities mentioned in this passage are not substantial entities. In the Gosho on prayer, Nichiren stresses that everyone without exception inherently possesses the Buddha nature. Everyone has within them, at this moment, the law and the power of the universe itself, and that power can be brought forth through chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo and function as heavenly gods and benevolent deities. This is because Nam-myoho Renge-kyo is the law that gives form to all things in the universe. Our prayer is the way the microcosm of our lives communes with the macrocosm of the universe. So by chanting Daimuku and dedicating ourselves to the mystic law, our lives merge with the wondrous rhythm of the universe. It is our strong faith that will activate their protective functions within our own lives, which embody the mystic law. Nichiren says, it could never come about that the prayers of the practitioner of the Lotus Sutra would go unanswered. Whatever the situation, determined prayer will always set the protective forces into motion. Continue to pray and continue to fight, and in the end you will definitely win. Therefore, by praying with even greater resolve, we will definitely be protected by the Lotus Sutra and all the heavenly gods and benevolent deities. We will definitely open the way to even greater, unprecedented victory, happiness, and good fortune. So let us advance with the conviction this is precisely the time to gain new experiences in faith. This is precisely the time to help even more of my fellow members savor the power of faith. Let us join our mentor Ikeda Sensei in praying wholeheartedly for the quickest possible end to this threat and a return to normality and safety, and to pray that our hopeful, revitalizing philosophy of changing poison into medicine will continue to strengthen our indomitable network of global citizens who never let anything defeat them. With such strong prayers, let us advance Kozerufu by constructing a golden edifice of victory in this new era. With that, I would like to end my sharing with you here. So please take good care, and I wish everyone great victory. Till we meet again. Goodbye.